Hello, pre-algebra, Mr. Lawrence here with your flipped lesson for the weekend. All right, we're going to get some volume surface area practice because we do have a test coming up on Tuesday, possibly Wednesday, but I think it's going to be Tuesday. All right, first of all, please copy down this prism. Copy it down on a sheet of paper, and I want you to calculate the volume and the surface area. Go ahead and pause it. All right, and I'll give you a little hint. Remember, to do the surface area, it's a real smart idea to draw the flat network. Try to do it on your own, and then unpause the video and watch my solutions. All right, go ahead and pause. All right, if you're watching at this point, I can only assume that you've given it your own try. These videos aren't going to work if you don't try them on your own. First of all, I'm going to do the volume. And I know if I use my formula sheet that Mr. Lawrence gave me, the same one that you're going to get on the OAA, volume of a rectangular, or excuse me, a right prism like this, right, because it has right angles, is going to be area of the base times the height. I'm going to shade my base. If I can find my highlighter. There it is. I'm going to shade my base. There we go. So my base is a rectangle. That's 20 by 6. So the area of that base is going to be 20 times 6. And then I'm going to multiply by how tall the prism is, and that's 12. All right, I know that this is going to turn into 120 times 12, and I know that 12 times 12 is really gross because it's 144, and then I'm going to add a 0 on the end. Now, units. A lot of you get the units screwed up. Remember, I multiplied 20 centimeters by 6 centimeters by 12 centimeters. Centimeters times centimeters times centimeters is centimeters cubed. There you go. 1,440 centimeters cubed. Hopefully you got the right volume. All right, now I'm going to draw my flat network. And Omar, I know you're going to do this right this time. We are going to need 6 rectangles. Okay? And we're going to need 4 in a line and then 2 on each side. Now, I'm going to shade the ones that need to be congruent. If you were paying attention in class today, you know, or the past several weeks, you know that the opposite rectangles are congruent, right, in a prism. I won't have 4 congruent rectangles because in the original picture, there's no square, right? There's 6 rectangles. There are no squares. If I had squares involved, I might have 4 congruent rectangles, but there are no squares involved in this problem. So, I can't seem to move that. There we go. I know that these two are going to be the same. Right? And then over here, I know that, pick a different color here, orange, that'll be good. I know that these, oh, that's not a very big highlighter here. All right, let me do it that way. There we go. All right, I know that these two are going to be the same. The opposite faces are congruent. All right, so let me go ahead and label. Now, I know I need 2 20 by 6s. I'll tell you what, I'm going to make this 6 and this 20. All right, well, that means this yellow one here has to be 20 by 6 also. And the area of those will be 120. What units am I in? Centimeters squared, because I did 6 centimeters times 20 centimeters. This will be 120 centimeters squared. All right, now I need to label other sides. Now you notice how this side's 20? It's already labeled. So now I got to put that one in. I know it can't be 6 again, because if it were 6, then I would end up with 4 congruent rectangles, because I would do it down at the bottom too. So that must be the 12, because I haven't used it yet. So I'm going to put 12 there. So this is 20 by 12. That would be 240 centimeters squared, and that'll be 240 centimeters squared, right? Then the green one, well, it's got 12 this way. It must be 6 this way. And that'll be 72 centimeters squared and 72 centimeters squared. All right, so now I just have to add them all up. I'm going to have 120 and I'm going to have 240, and I'm going to have 72 show up 2 times. All right, that's going to end in 4. That's 11. That's 11. I'm up to 22. 22 and 4 is 26. I got 2, 4, 6, 8. 864 centimeters squared. And there is your surface area. All right, one more problem for you. Here you go. Now, by the way, you should be watching this video more than once. If you have mastered this and you are a surface area volume master, you get it right every time, then you only have to watch it once. You know what? That doesn't apply to 85% of you. 85% of you have difficulty with surface area. I'm not sure why, because you know how to do the area of triangles and rectangles. That's all we're doing, guys. That's all we're doing. All right, here's a pyramid, and you see these little marks here. You may assume that the base is a square in this shape. All right, I need you to go ahead and figure out the volume and surface area of this pyramid. Again, pause the video, draw the picture, okay, and do it. All right, go ahead and do that now. All right, if you've unpaused at this point, I'm assuming that you're ready to see my solution. Now remember, the volume of a pyramid is area of the base times the height divided by 3. Okay, area of the base times the height divided by 3. Well, the base is a square, so it's 16 times 16. The height, what's the height of the pyramid? I'll bet you Omar can tell me that the height of the pyramid is 6 inches, not 10 inches. The 10 is the slant height of the triangle. So 6 is the height that I want. Okay, so I'm going to fill in 6 inches, and then I'm going to divide by 3. Remember, 3 pyramids make a cube, right? 3 cones make a cylinder. All right, now I like to divide first. You might just go ahead and multiply first. I'm going to turn that into a 2. And so 16 times 16, I think is going to be 256. Let me just verify that. I don't know why. That one never seems to stick in my head. I know all my little squares very well. Good. All right. And then that's going to be multiplied by 2. And so then I'm going to get 512. And it'll be inches. What's that, Kareem? Cubed. You are absolutely right. Very good, Kareem. All right. So there is your volume, 512 inches cubed. To do my surface area, what am I going to do? Oh, Cassidy Weedman can tell you. She's going to draw the flat network. Yeah. She's going to draw a square. And we're going to label that square, what, 16 by 16, right? Okay. And then off each square, there's a triangle. And even though I'm not drawing them perfect, we know the 4 triangles are congruent. How do we know? Because there's a square involved. So, can show our height of the triangle, which in this picture I believe is 10 inches. 10 inches. I don't have to show it on all 4 because I know my 4 triangles are congruent. All right, I'll find the area of the square. I know it's 256 because I just did it. Inches squared. The area of this triangle. Remember, the area of a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height, or as Mr. Lawrence does it, base times height divided by 2. Either way. So I'm going to do 10 times 16 divided by 2, get 160 divided by 2, and that is going to be 80. Yeah, it's going to be 80, sorry. So this is 80 inches squared, 80 inches squared, 80 inches squared, and this will be 80 inches squared. All right, well now I'm going to look. I've got 80, 80, 80, and 80. 8 times 4 is 32, so that must be 320 inches squared. And then I have my 256, 256, and 6, 7, 5, and there you go. And there you go. There's the surface area of the pyramid. All right, now remember, you should watch this more than once. First time you did all the problems you worked through. Second time, just watch. You're going to get practice with this kind of stuff on Monday. All right, Mr. Lawrence signing off. Have a good night, everybody.